Oh, she's working. We are live. What is going on, you guys? And welcome to the podcast. I am Zamora Love. And today we are joined once again by one of our favorites, your favorites as well. You guys loved seeing her on the podcast last time she was here. So a bitch was in the crunch and I needed a girl last minute. So I called my good Judy, Miss Ebony Delite-Samore.
Hello. See, you do the
I was just about to say, you remember last episode when you said, "Hi, everybody."
Got it together this month.
That was so funny. You guys, we already smoked before we started. You know, YouTube is coming up with all these rules and things, and you can't smoke on there, you can't curse on there. They're trying to make it hard for two queens, one blunt.
That's right.
But we will survive, okay? So we just decided to smoke before. We got the joint sitting in the ashtray if you need proof. But it is what it is. Ebony, how are you, boo?
I am good. I am real good. Oh my gosh.
She's high as hell. That's what she...
I am. And I'm worried because I know my mouth could go. Ooh.
Oh, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You don't have to worry because today, you know, last time you were on here, you weren't really that satisfied with your Reddit story.
Not at all. Those were horrible.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the first two. I mean, the last one was kind of juicy with the not paying for the wedding. I remember it.
And you know what? The people really liked that one. That one got a lot of views.
That was a good one.
Hell yeah. So I thought, since we didn't get into some juicy things last time, we do it this time and have an all things Reddit episode.
Are you going to do the Arthur one that you've been hinting at over weeks and weeks that you're just not going to do?
I forgot all about that one. I'm so glad you just said something.
Dedicated watcher. I'm like, where we go get that Reddit?
Wait a minute. I forgot all about that one. Let me go.
See?
Okay, we could definitely do that one.
Right.
I just have to find that one. So I will find that during the break. We'll do that in the second half of the episode. But damn, we will definitely get into that one. Because when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is long as hell.
Right, but it sounds like it's juicy too. So
It does sound juicy, so we're going to get into that. But we do have quite a few that we're going to get into today.
Okay.
So are you ready to buckle up and dive into some crazy Reddit stories?
Yes. Yes, I am, because, ooh.
She's like, because I deserve this. She's like, last time I felt robbed.
Oh, and this one, I think I'm a little bit further along than when we did the last one, so.
I know, last time we didn't drink or smoke yet, and we have already started. So you guys are jumping in at the right time. So spark up, roll up, pour up. Do whatever you got to do. Because, baby, this is Two Queens, One Blunt.
And a cup.
Two queens, one blunt. Two queens, one blunt. Two queens, one blunt. Two queens, one blunt. You better spark it up with two queens and a blunt. Two queens, one blunt. Two queens, one blunt. Two queens, one blunt. Two queens, one blunt. You better spark it up with two queens and a blunt.
And a cup.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me think of that girl when that lady and they were clicking plates. Like I thought we were clicking plates for cheering. Never mind.
Let's say, wait, where was that at?
It was on YouTube and TikTok. She was like, here, girl, and she's trying to give her potatoes, and the other friend picked up her plate and said, I thought we were clicking plates. And she's like, take those potatoes, girl.
I did not see that. That is a mess.
She's like, oh, I thought we were clicking plates. I was like, I think that should be a new thing. Go to a
Clicking
restaurant.
plates. Cheers.
Click. She's like, take the potatoes, girl. She's like, oh. Love it. Every time they cheer, that's all I think about. I'm like, oop. You go to
Sharing
a buffet.
plates.
Just don't be a bunch of big people at a buffet. You go clicking plates. You go scare the kitchen. They go like, oh no, they ain't clicking plates. You about to eat us out of house at home.
Literally. Okay. Are you ready to dive into this Reddit?
You brought me on here like this.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But we had to smoke before we started, at least.
Yes, let's go. I'm glad I got to read.
Right? Okay, because the struggle is when I have to read this shit. I'll be like, oh my goodness. It's so hard. But, I do it for y'all.
That's right. We could be lazy and just take a picture and post it up and say, pause and read.
Okay, read that. Put it right on the TV screen. Okay. This first story that we're getting into today is from Am I the Asshole? So we love a good Am I the Asshole? And the title is, Am I the Asshole for telling my niece that she has to leave after she went against the rules in my home, which she was staying in rent-free?
No, unless the rule is stupid.
All right, so let's dive into it and find out exactly what is going on. Throwaway, ages, I'm 30, my husband's 34, and Amy is 22. Our niece, Amy, my husband's half-brother's daughter, stayed at our home recently for almost 2 weeks. Amy had exam season at college. Her school is a bit of a drive from where she lives, and she would have lost a lot of study time going back and forth. So she asked if she could stay with us as we're nearby. She didn't pay any type of rent, but did reimburse the increase in utilities. She offered to pay for the utilities, by the way. We didn't ask her to. We agreed because this was for an educational purpose, and I made it very clear to her she couldn't be using this time for socializing and mingling with friends and so on. Amy agreed to everything. Last week, I came home from work and saw Amy's husband in the kitchen. He's come with a report she left at home. I asked her what was going on. She said she'd made him a cup of coffee since he made the trip, and he's here only for about 30 minutes. I reminded Amy we allow her to stay here to make her studies easier, not so that she can bring men over. I've also discussed this with her beforehand, and she agreed, but now she's going against it. Amy started acting snarky, so I replied, she needs to respect other people's house and rules, otherwise she can leave. She got upset and was quiet for the rest of the time, but she did end up leaving a few days early. My husband said Amy should have respected the rules, but I was too harsh on her. I did text her later, but she didn't reply, and she didn't pick up my husband's calls either. He did talk to his half-brother, and they were pissed off. But I also had a couple of family members that I've talked to about it, and they think that I'm fine. Am I the asshole?
Did I hear right? It was Amy's husband that came over?
It was Amy's husband.
That brought her coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Think that's a social. Is that... She's tripping. She's an asshole for this one. I said, I could see if it was like some stranger from school. But that's her husband who brought her coffee for her.
Well, no, her husband actually brought her a report.
And she made him a cup of coffee for driving out there.
And then he's going to have to turn around and make the drive all the way back.
And then you kick her out for that?
Mm-hmm.
That's being social? Like talking to her brother then is social talking to you. She's in the wrong for that one. That was too harsh for kicking her out for someone just dropping off a project for her, which is for school, which is what she said it had to be about. It wasn't social. It was like, but that's her husband. It's not like I don't know.
It's her husband. That's where you got me stuck.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. And not charging her rent. I mean,
she was there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm like, how much did the utilities go up in 2 weeks? What's this girl doing?
Right.
She's like, I gotta swim in a swim pool of salt. And I gotta keep it flowing through.
I'm like, 2 weeks? Why would she be paying rent? I mean, I could understand if, like, you guys were, like, really going out of your way to have her stay with you. Yeah. then it would be like, okay, I could see why she's paying for it. She's taking someone's space in the house, or like somebody's being inconvenienced. Okay, understandable. But if you have the space for her, she's only there for 2 weeks. Why are you charging her anything, including the utilities? And I understand that she volunteered it, but you could have done groceries maybe.
Yeah, like buy us dinner one night.
Right.
Or something. No, see, and the fact is, it's not that you're kicking her out. She just went back to her house, and like you kicked her out on the street anyway.
Girl,
But
okay, because she was not homeless. She had her own house with her own husband.
all you did was save her some time. That's all you... Girl.
Okay, so this first comment here, and this is the most voted comment so far. It says, "You're the asshole. You're the asshole. Her husband, in all caps, coming in for a cup of coffee when he dropped off school papers she needed is not her bringing men over. Sure, your house, your rules, but your reaction to this was completely over the top. As was expecting her to pay for thank you. I'm glad they said this too. As was expecting her to pay for the increase in utilities during her 2-week stay."
Right. And then the fact that she left days early, so she wasn't even there like a week and a half at the most.
Girl, she was probably there for like a week and a day, a week and 2 days.
Let me catch you at the reunion or the next family gathering.
Okay. Literally.
I'm like, we got some words, ma'am.
And then you're mad because she's clearly upset that she's not responding to her text or her husband's phone call.
I wouldn't respond to her either. I feel like I ain't got nothing nice to say. Let me cool off. Because what you just did there was uncalled for.
Very uncalled for.
I was like, you just want me out the house. You just had to say that, ma'am. You had to use my husband as an excuse for bringing me schoolwork.
That's what it's given, isn't it? It's given that she didn't really want her to be there in the first place. Mm-hmm. And then now that she was there, she was like, okay, I got to find a way to get her out of here.
What you also got to remember, it's like her husband's half sister. So
right.
The blood is real thin there. So
because I clocked that too when she broke it down like, well, this is my husband's half brother's daughter. Like, I have barely any relation to this girl, and so does he. Like, girl, you could have just said, this is my husband's brother's daughter. This is my niece. Right. You could have made it real short and simple right there. We didn't need a breakdown.
But you know what? Maybe she's real pretty, and she was jealous of having that little young thing in the house by her man that ain't exactly blood.
Maybe. And if that's the case,
she need to put that in the story.
And this is, I mean, she's 30.
And she was 22. 10 years
and
younger.
He's 34. Yeah, no, she needs to she needs to mature a little bit and really, 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 really think about some of the rules that she's placing and if they really make sense or if they're coming from an insecurity or from a you know.
I feel this is also a good test for her if she ever has children. That rule didn't work, so...
I don't think she needs to have children. Honestly, she don't need to have kids until she can make rules that make sense.
Right.
Because that rule, it made sense, yes, for a child or, like, you know, one of your kids coming home to visit that you know is single and going to be out in the streets busting down and stuff like that. But, girl, this is literally a married woman...
going to school.
And her husband, who you know, it's not like you don't know this man.
Right.
You're the asshole, girl, and I'm tired of talking about it.
Next.
Like, that's just real. Like, that's just ridiculous. So, anyway, on to the next one. This one is from True Off My Chest. I had a baby with a married man.
Not new. Okay.
Not new at all, but I was like, let's see what it can give.
Yes.
All right. Our son is now 2 years old. I met his dad at work. He's a pilot and I'm a flight attendant. I worked with him several times and we started spending time together on our layovers. I didn't know that he was married until I was already attached. I was going to end it, but he told me that he was getting a divorce. And then I found out I was pregnant. At first, I accepted it. I was and am in love with him. He treated me well. He showed interest in the baby. I wanted to raise my son in the best situation I could, so I continued our relationship. I'm aware it's my fault, but I thought it was my best option. It hurts that he's living and sleeping with another woman while I've been 100% loyal to him. I used to bring him, leaving her up, and he didn't promise it, but he didn't say no either. I don't understand why he stays. Sunday, we took a walk in the park with our son. He asked me why I was so depressed lately. I told him that reality is hitting me. We won't get married. Our son won't have a mother and a father who are legally together. I told him I didn't want this forever. He told me, what option do you have? You're beautiful, but your top priority is the boy. That's fine with me because he's my son, but no other man is going to tolerate that. I don't regret my baby, but I'm starting to view our relationship differently. I'm tired of this.
Translation, side piece, don't you go nowhere. Ain't nobody want you with that baby. Only me.
This is a real unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
I just want to know, is she living like around the corner?
Well, I mean, if they're on the same flight patterns, layover, you just get on the right one's flights and rendezvous. But if she in the same town, me and baby be coming by the house.
I was just about to say, no shade. I'm not here for like ruining happy homes. But girl, you got a whole ass family with this man and he got a whole ass family over there. Go shake up the table and show up with that baby.
Right. Now, he does have kids, right? Or no? I never mentioned him having any kids. Because if no, I'd definitely be at that door and say, I'm dropping off his son.
I think so.
Time for her to meet his
siblings. No. She just says with another woman. She doesn't say with another family.
Yeah. I'd be like, time for daddy to come home. Daddy.
Well, the top comment, which I think everybody here agrees with, is he's never going to leave her.
Mm-hmm. Something's in it for him over there.
Yeah. And people are like, in other comments, he's definitely not going to leave her. His wife probably hasn't left because she's most likely has no idea that this is happening. It's emotional abuse to keep you tied to him by saying nobody else will accept you and his child. It's going to be a much worse situation raising your child like this with an unfaithful father who isn't there 100% instead of moving on and finding someone who will.
And then I want to know if she ever actually met the wife. Because the wife could just be another side chick like her. And he'd be like, oh, I got to go with the wife. And that could be his excuse to all the girls.
This is, and this podcast, we have funny things to say. We're two drag queens who are not in drag today, but we still have, our queen mentalities. So when I say this because a very wise woman once said this, and it stuck with me, and it stuck with many of people. And I just want to remind everyone. Close your legs to married men.
Miss Nene Leakes. It's also a good lyric in her song, Honey.
Oh, I love that song. Come on and get this, honey. Yeah, that's a bop. This is my thing, though. I understand that she said she didn't know that he was married. Okay, got it. But once you found out that he was married, girl, you're still going along with it.
But she was in love by then.
Girl.
Love make people do stupid things.
It do. I'm gonna admit that it do.
And they always in that low oxygen climate in the air. Yeah.
This is tired. We have got to do better. Once you find out something like this, the wife deserves to be looped in. He has a whole nother child that he's taking care of, or should be taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, is he paying towards that child, too? Child support, sweetie.
That part.
He's a pilot. Pilot. Honey, you better be getting that money.
Not everybody over here the gold digger.
No, for her baby. 18 years. Janet did it for half a billion. Come on. It's for the baby. Get it together. Take him on take him on Paternity Court. I love that show.
Wait, the one that's on YouTube?
Yeah, well, that's the only place I see it is the clips on YouTube, the Paternity Court.
Yeah.
You're like, you are the father. Wait, how do you say there's another person, but you're not sure anymore? You said there was no other doubt, and now it's like there's another person in your bed. Ma'am, you knew this the whole time. What's used to the paternity if there's not more than one, candidate?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
All
I feel
right.
bad though when the father's always like sad because they really want the baby to be theirs.
Why?
Because they had invested so much time taking care of the baby. And they love the baby. And then they're like, it's not yours. And they're like, oh, but I loved him. And that's so sad. Because that's a dad that willing to be there.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to move on?
Yeah, of course.
We're going to jump back over to Am I the Asshole?
Okay.
This is story
what
number
was the
3.
other one then? What was the second one?
That was true off my chest. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not going to label any assholes or anything for that one. We just being nosy and spilling the tea.
Oh.
And giving our input.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so this one might be a difficult read because look at how they wrote it. No breaks, no nothing, it's just a huge paragraph of a rant.
Probably someone who feels that they are not the asshole.
And baby, we're going to find out right now. It says, am I the asshole for fighting my ex-boss's wife?
What?
You said you wanted juicy.
Why would you be? I'm gonna say no at first because why would you be fighting somebody's wife?
Well, we're going to find out right now. Here it goes. 2 years ago, I was working in a different city just for a project. I had a new boss with whom I had a strictly professional relationship. Most of the team used to hang out after work and on the weekends. My boss never went to the plans because he had a pregnant wife with him in the city. The project ended and I came back to my city and completely lost touch with him. Fast forward to this June, one of the team members got married and my ex-boss, a friend I made in that project named Max, and I were invited after the wedding ceremony. Oh, she's forgetting to use punctuation too, because I think this is a new sentence. After the wedding ceremony, Max and I saw our ex-boss and his wife. We went to say hello and had small talk about the wedding, our current projects, etc. Then we went to the wedding reception and drinks got involved. I tend to go a little heavy on the drinking, and I must say I drank a little bit too much, which I'm not proud of. At one point in the night, I saw my ex-boss and Max talking, so I went to them and asked if we could have some shots together for old time's sake. My ex-boss and Max both screamed yes, but then the wife came over and said no. I was confused, so I asked her why no, and she said no. I insisted and asked her to please let him have just one shot with us, which to that she responded, okay, they, Max and my ex-boss, can have it, but you can't. I was confused, but my drunk brain didn't just ask why, or maybe I should have just left at that point. Instead, I said, well, let's just have a shot, you and me. She was shocked and said, what the fuck? I repeated, but now in a more scandalous tone, maybe even screaming. Yes, let's fucking have a fucking shot, you and me. If you are not letting me have it with them, you take it then. Max took me by the arm and separated me from her. He told me that I got too carried away and that I should let it go and continue to party. And that's what I did. I got wasted, and that's in all caps, and ended up having a really good time. So recently, a work friend texted me saying that someone had asked if she knew me. I responded yes, and this person proceeded to tell her that I was my ex-boss's mistress and that at a wedding I fought with his wife and said things like, I can have him whenever I want, and he is more mine than yours. I was livid, and livid is in all caps as well. I immediately told her the real story and asked who this person was. It was a random person that doesn't even know anyone involved. So my conclusion is that someone at the wedding made up the story and spread it through the company. I asked someone that was at the wedding about this gossip. She told me that she heard it and that I should let it go if I knew it wasn't true. But she also told me that maybe I shouldn't have drunk that much and that I shouldn't have fought the wife, that I was that I was wrong for doing that, and I felt like she thought that I deserved the gossip. So, am I the asshole? Do I deserve this rumor to be spread? I was sure I didn't do anything wrong. I just defended myself from the wife, but maybe I was on the wrong for fighting her.
Wait, but you didn't fight her, did you?
Girl, it's giving
It's a rumor.
it's giving rich white woman fight.
Oh.
It's giving It's giving
You didn't lay hands on it. Don't worry about it. An argument's an argument.
not a real fight, because I thought it was a real fight too. I was ready to find out.
I was like, when did you get up?
Right, I was ready to see who was gonna hit who with the
Shot for shot. If I can't, boop. No. Oh.
I personally think this is hilarious. Because first of all, what's her problem?
How did she become a mistress?
Right. Like, what is the wife's problem? Why does she feel this way? And what does she know that you don't know? Or what does she think she knows that you don't know? That's what we need to find out.
And why were you only upset about the fighting with the wife part? Is the mistress part true?
Well, she said no. At the very beginning, she said, I had a new boss with whom I had a strictly professional relationship with.
Well, I've heard of different professions.
I don't think that she was sleeping with her boss. I think that's why she was livid.
She could be a professional.
I mean, she could. She could. But I don't think that that's the field she was working in. I'm gagged, okay? Now, mind you, this was posted 5 months ago, but a lot of people, I think maybe it's the way that she wrote it, but a lot of people didn't read this. It doesn't have a lot of votes on it. But with the amount of votes that it does have, she's been rated the asshole.
I don't see how she's the asshole in this one.
The top comment says, you're the asshole. Honestly, why is this even a question? You got drunk and acted like an asshole. So yes, you were an asshole. Someone said, you're the asshole. I'm sorry. I just can't get over them calling her the asshole because this is crazy to me. Someone said, you're the asshole and you have a problem. You were completely out of control. And then you described yourself as, I got wasted and ended up having a really good time. And then there's this. I repeated, when she said, I repeated, but now in a more scandalous tone, maybe even screaming, yes, let's fucking have a fucking shot, you and me. Yeah. If you aren't letting him have it, you take it then. You don't see how this is totally out of control? This isn't going to end well for you. You're the asshole.
She just want to make sure. Why was she being taken out of the shot? That doesn't make any sense. Y'all are wrong on this. I think y'all just had bad feelings with people who have drunk before.
Literally, everybody on here says that she's the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole at all.
No.
Let me vote for her and say she's not the asshole. Hold on.
How was she the asshole for a rumor? Come on.
Okay, it says don't downvote assholes. Do upvote interesting post. No, they're trying to get me caught up. So if they're the asshole, I don't know. I'm just about to comment on this bitch. You ain't the asshole, girl.
Well, I think they're telling people not to like thumbs down asshole ones, just so you know to try to bring them down.
Oh, gotcha.
For being popular.
Well, I voted it, not the asshole.
Yeah.
I just did the vote. Cause yeah, no, I don't. Not the asshole at all. Because first of all, why is nobody trying to figure out what is the wife's problem? Because literally, she came up to the two guys and said, "Do you guys want to do a shot?" They said yes. The wife jumped up, said no.
Then she said no again.
Then she said no again.
Then she said yes, but then the girl can't have the shot with them.
So why not? So then the girl says, "Okay, well, if you can't have, if we can't do it, let's us two do it."
Yes.
And then you want to sit there and say, "What the fuck?" Girl, okay, well, let me repeat it.
Yes.
Yeah, no. She's not the asshole.
The only thing I can see for her being an asshole is that she didn't throw that shot in that girl's face.
Okay, now that would have been the asshole.
If they could make it a real fight.
I mean, yeah. If we're going to fight, we're going to fight.
Yes. Give her something to talk about.
Okay.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Because I'm like, this was very Real Housewives of something
With
type of fight.
With
right.
security. So they're like, they don't get mouthy to the securities between them. Pull them away.
Right. I'm like, this wasn't too much of an actual fight, but I don't think that this person is the asshole at all.
No.
I think that Reddit, unfortunately, has gotten this one wrong. So please go vote on this and agree with us that this person is not the asshole, because this is crazy. But this was posted 5 months ago, so they probably have been thinking they're the asshole for 5 months.
And that's unfortunate.
That part. All right. Well, I think we should take a real quick little break.
Ooh, yeah.
And then when we come back, we can get into some more Reddit stories. And then I can find this Reddit story that Arthur sent.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back.
Right.
Do it right, do it good. Read these Reddits just like you should.
So glad I stayed out of that one.
Because I knew you was about to get nasty. That's what
I sure was. See, I know how to, I know how to go. I let somebody with this one say leads or something. I see where they go before I jump in and embarrass myself.
Well, I appreciate that. All right, y'all, we are back and we are continuing with our Reddit stories. If you have been enjoying them so far, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We're going to keep it going. Are you ready?
Yes. And don't forget to share it with your friends.
Oh, yeah, share it with your friends. All right, so this one is the one that Arthur sent.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yes. So thank you, Arthur, for finding this read for us. This is off of Today I Fucked Up. And the story is titled, Today I Fucked Up by Telling My Dad I, 20-year-old male, have never had sex.
Okay.
So, a few days, and can you just take a peek to see how long this is to see that I wasn't exaggerating? It starts here. Like, that is a long read.
Yeah, that's like 6 paragraphs, y'all.
That's a long read.
It's like 2 essays. Okay.
I'm like, girl, all right. So, let's dive in. A few days ago, I decided to visit my dad at his house. It was his birthday. I showed up with wine. We got a little drunk, maybe more than a little. When my dad was done going on and on about how much he missed my mom since she divorced him, he changed the subject and focused on my love life. He asked if I had a girlfriend, and I said no. Then he asked if I ever had a girlfriend because he's never seen me with a girl. I said never. My dad poured the last drop of wine in my glass and asked if I was still a virgin. I was tempted to lie, but I paused too long, so I said yes. My dad said I had no reason to feel ashamed about my virginity, but encouraged me to have as much sex as possible before I ended up married to a person whose vagina comes with... I'm sorry. I wasn't ready to see vagina.
How official that is.
Okay, I'm sorry. But encouraged me to have as much sex as possible before I ended up married to a person whose vagina comes with an impenetrable encryption. I ignored the obvious reference to my mom's you-know-what and called it a night. I asked my dad if I was allowed to sleep in the spare bedroom because I didn't want to drive home drunk. My dad said I was more than welcomed. I must have been sleeping for less than an hour before I woke up to the sound of my dad knocking on my door. I don't remember what I mumbled as I opened my eyes, but the moment my dad heard my voice, he entered my room with another person. It was a girl. My dad introduced her by name, but did the air quote things with his fingers to imply that it was a fake name. I could tell my dad was still drunk. Exhibit A. He continued making the air quote gestures even when it was no longer necessary. I hate when people do that. Like, use those things at the right time. Anyway, I'm sorry. Not gonna lie, I was still drunk too, but not drunk enough to disregard the weird fucking shit that was happening. Without giving me proper time to react, my dad quickly said the girl knew exactly what to do before closing the door on his way out. The girl did not know what to do. The girl did not know what to do. She did nothing other than awkwardly waiting for me to say something. I eventually asked her what was going on, and she said that my dad hired her to sleep with me. I died of embarrassment, especially when the girl asked me to explain if I was on the zero experience or on the some experience end of the virgin spectrum. Without thinking, I said I was gay. It was the first time I actually said it out loud. The girl sat down on the bed and asked if I was a top or a bottom. I shrugged and said I didn't know yet. My face must have been so red at this moment. The girl said if I was willing to go shower, then she would basically be willing to motorboat my butt. To be honest, I considered it. I'm human. I'm horny. However, the situation was way too weird for me to be completely comfortable doing something that sexual with someone I didn't know at all. I said thank you, but no thank you to the girl and apologized for my dad putting both of us in this awkward situation. She said she understood and for some reason thought it was necessary to mention that my dad had... to mention that my dad was one of their regular customers. She made it clear for the record that she never had sex with my dad, but explained that some of the older coworkers at the escort service really enjoyed spending time with him. She said she can't wait to tell the other sex workers that she met me because apparently my dad loves talking about his son with the people he pays to fuck. I was...
Oh, he's lonely.
I mean, they did start this off with how much he misses the mom, and they're getting drunk about it.
Oh.
All right. I was not psychologically prepared for the unexpected discussion regarding my dad's sex life. The girl had a severe case of motor mouth. When she finally stopped talking, I learned that my dad sleeps with sex workers who kind of look like my mom, and that women closing their eyes with too much food in their mouth and saying, turns him on.
Things you'll never unhear.
The girl apologized for abusing my good listening skills and asked if there was nothing she could do for me. I said she could keep my sexuality between the two of us. She said her lips were sealed until the time comes to suck cock.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, that was funny. Okay. My dad was passed out in the living room when we approached the front door. I went back to bed when the girl was gone and eventually fell asleep. The following morning, I confronted my dad. I said I didn't appreciate what he did and made sure he understood that he wasted his money because nothing happened. My dad was apologetic and promised never to cross that line again, no matter how much alcohol is involved. Despite his apology, the mood was still somewhat tense. I decided to break the tension by closing my eyes and saying, while eating breakfast. The look on my dad's face was priceless. I lost my appetite soon afterwards because I instantly regretted doing something that might arouse my father.
Wow. That had everything.
That is the story.
If you gonna take a shower, I'm more about your buddy.
Look, she said, I'm getting paid, okay?
Right.
So, what's up?
You top bottom with your own. I'm like, oh my goodness.
She said, I got a strap in my bag. What's up?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, first of all, Arthur, that was great.
Yes. Applause. That was a good find.
That was a really good story, and I want to encourage all of our listeners, if you have a really good Reddit story that you want us to read, definitely send that over to us. You can send that over to us via email, which is 2queens1blunt@gmail.com, or you can DM it to us on one of our social medias, whichever one. We do check those pretty frequently. So yeah, if there's ever a Reddit story you think would be a really good read for us, send it our way. But with that said, Ebony, was it worth the wait?
Yes, that was. I was glad I was here for that one.
I just realized Princess might be a little upset that I did it without her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Princess.
It's all right. It's all right. She'll be okay.
But just be known that it finally got told.
I mean, and it was worth it. The top comment, and mind you, this was posted 20 days ago. The top comment right now is, motorboat your butt? My goodness, bless her heart. That's a professional.
Yes. And she's a nice one because she said go shower first. She said, I don't care if you take one right before bed. I want to see you take one.
She said, don't play with her.
But the fact that she said she'll keep her mouth sealed for such a short time, I mean, she probably went to another job the next one.
Wait, that was the funniest thing in the whole story to me. That took me clean out. She said, and I quote, she said her lips were sealed until the time comes to suck cock.
Then she's speaking into the microphone, baby. She's like, and did you know last one?
She said, don't you worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let me ask you, how would you feel? Let's rewind back in the day, right? And let's say we're not going to make this personal. We're just going to come up with hypotheticals all around. Let's say that you are a 20-year-old male. Your mom and dad are divorced. You go visit your dad. Y'all get drunk. You go to sleep. And you wake up to your dad bringing a prostitute into your room. What is your immediate?
One would be, don't touch me. I'm not judgmental now, but I know how I was back then. I'd be like, oh, no, ma'am, don't touch me. And then if I knew what they were sent in there for, baby, I've seen enough teen movies. I'd be like, let's act this out so he'll leave me alone after hearing it out. Let's jump on the bed. You make your ooh-ee-ee sounds or whatever.
Not ooh-ee-ee.
All about our business.
Not the ooh-ee-ee sounds. Oh my goodness. So you wouldn't let them just sit there and spill their heart out and keep talking to you?
I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to sleep.
Okay, you said so we gonna fake this and you gonna get out and we gonna go about our ways.
Yes. You say, oh, you lasted longer than I thought, and go about your business. So my dad would be like, yes. And I'll be like, and I can forever say, yeah, you know that one time, Dad, thanks for that.
Not thanks for that.
You know, stroke the male ego. They like it. They're like, yeah, that's my boy. I'm like, ugh.
That's wild.
What about you?
Aren't
Aren't you from Vegas?
Look, that shit ain't never happened to me. Let's start with that, okay? Let's start with that. Don't do Vegas like that. Don't do us. Do not do us.
That's all I envision is just hookers and gamblers all over the place.
That is true, but it is not like that on the residential parts of Vegas. Vegas is literally just like any other suburb. I mean, Vegas itself would be considered more like city-like-esque, but it's not like a city. It's just like the more urban area. And then the surrounding of Vegas, which is like where the nicer places are, which is literally across the street. Literally. I lived on this street called Silverado Ranch Boulevard in Vegas. And on the, like, your side of the street, this is the street. Mm-hmm. Right there is Las Vegas. Right here is Henderson.
Oh.
Like, that's basically how it was. Like, it was like, oh, 1 minute you're in Vegas, 1 minute you're in Henderson. So I literally lived across the street right here. But everything in my life was on the other side of the street. So it was like, wow. I just tell people I'm Vegas. Because the gag is, I used to live over there. Then we moved across the street.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, so, I mean, if this happened to me, honestly, I'd probably go a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
I knew you were going to take her up on that motorboat.
I'm not going to lie. Now, the thing is this, though. It would have to be a guy. I couldn't do it with a girl.
Oh, she was ready.
Yeah, no, that's where I'd be like, no, thank you.
She was like, I could put my hair in a baseball cap.
Yeah, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. But if it was a male prostitute.
Oh, well, see, that would be now that's a whole different thing. But why would Dad send that in unless he's saying, I know your secret?
I mean, hey.
You know, that would have been foul. Like, oh, you're a virgin and you're 20, and then send in a male.
If Dad wanted to be a real G, he would have sent in a man and a woman and said, pick which one.
Or watch and learn.
Okay, now you do it too much. We're going to the next story.
Whichever one you don't pick comes for Daddy. We both gonna have socks on the door.
This is a mess. Okay. So we're going to jump over again to True Off My Chest. What is this? This is story number 5. Yep, we did 3 before the break. Then we just did that one. This is 5. All right, so we're gonna do this one, and then maybe one more, maybe 2 more. I don't know. We'll see.
See how long these are.
This is true off my chest, and it says, "I'm leaving my husband and getting an abortion."
Ooh.
Is that too deep, or should we dive into it?
You need to dive into this one. I mean, that's a lot of animosity. Be like, I'm leaving you, and I want nothing.
I know. So,
Unless it's somebody else's something.
well, we're gonna find out. So, title: We've been married a total of 3 months. Knew each other briefly before. Religious reasons is in common. Also, this is posted 2 days ago.
Okay.
I'm absolutely sure I'm doing the right thing. This man is incredibly abusive. Curses, yells, name calls when he's mad over very tiny things, i.e. asking him to get toilet bowl cleaner on his way home or to turn up the TV when the remote is closest to him. Last night he poked me in the forehead several times. When I slightly raised my voice for him to stop, he erupted in anger, calling me sensitive and then slapping the back of my head while calling me a bitch on his way out. No, he does not drink or do drugs. He's just 11 years older than me. 23 female. Stupid. I know. I'm just over a month pregnant, and since we found out, he's been super excited, telling all his friends and family. In front of them, he's this perfect, charming person, to the point of I told them what I'm dealing with. They literally wouldn't believe me. So I think she means if I told them. He complains about everything. How much I sleep despite my pregnancy. It's made me incredibly tired. When he asks me what I want to eat, I mention something he doesn't think is good food, sushi, Japanese, etc. He gets upset and says that I'm extra. He's dated women from other countries, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, and says that they never complained about his behavior, his masculinity, and says stuff like, a woman knows when she has a real man, and that's in all caps. I'm not dealing with none of this feminism stuff. A woman will find a way to deal with a man she's with and not complain about stuff that doesn't really matter. Feminism, in all caps, because I wanted you to speak with feminism because I wanted you to speak to me with decency. I don't even use that word. Sigh. I'm just over it.
Ooh. Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to get away from him, but you sound like you're being vindictive when you're trying to get rid of the baby since you know he wants it so bad.
It sounds like she doesn't want the baby at all.
Right.
And I mean, that's part of...
If you think he's rageful now and he likes you, I don't know if he'll go along with you having an abortion, girl. He might...
Well, that's why she's leaving.
Yeah.
So...
Be ready.
Yeah, you need to have a good plan. You need to have a good support system. And I want to know where this person lives. What country? Because you mentioned that he dates people from Saudi Arabia and Morocco. So where are you living?
Yeah.
Because that's what we really... Because that changes a lot.
Yeah, that would.
Because it's harder to escape more toxic situations like this when you don't have a more liberal environment that you can get away from stuff like this. There's some countries where they'll shame you for even considering leaving your husband, let alone having an abortion. So
I'm thinking she's in the States somewhere.
I don't know, girl. This is Reddit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. And no shade, her English was kind of, well, it wasn't, but her grammar and the way that she like punctuated stuff and like wrote it.
That's American these days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so she could have been, who knows. I take that back. My bad, y'all. The first comment, well, the top rated comment is, you say that you are absolutely sure you are doing the right thing, and I believe you. He doesn't sound like the kind of person you want to be attached to because you will be sharing a child.
Right, and then, yeah, then you got him for the rest of your life.
And then she responded to that and said, there isn't a bone in my body that wants to be attached to this person anymore. Then another person responded and said, good, get out and be safe. Please make sure to find somewhere to go where he can't find you. You're most vulnerable during pregnancy and immediately after a separation. Please, 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 please take extra precautions for your own well-being. She responded and said, will do. Thanks a ton. She's very responsive.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's probably really looking to make sure to confirm to herself that she's doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Somebody else responded saying, you're doing absolutely the right decision. Go ahead, ASAP. Don't have a baby with him. I am seeing you as a wiser woman, actually, who see abuse for what it is and decided to leave on time. She responded to that and said, I spent many years in therapy as I was raised in a foster care that this shit is practically drilled in my head. Oh, she's American. She's talking like this. I couldn't be more thankful for the resources despite how I got to it. I will be so happy once I have washed my hands with this situation. Thank you for your kind words.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think she's American, so this is good. If you are American, get to one of the states where you can get an abortion. Because, hello, welcome to America where they took away our fucking rights, too.
Yep.
The hell is, well, not our rights, but us, the people. And hell, they trying to take away our rights. Let's talk.
They just did it in Tennessee.
We can't even talk about that yet. I purposely did not make this episode about that because I'm not ready to talk about that yet. No. I'm so angry about that.
That is so messed up.
And I have to form everything that I want to say carefully. So, can't even talk about that yet. But trust and believe.
All I would say is what I feel to those who have made that ruling out in Tennessee. Please look up Millie Jackson's FU Symphony. That song goes to you.
And also, all I'm going to say is Stonewall. Because if we don't, history is repeating itself, literally.
Yes.
Literally, we have seen this happen already. Stonewall literally started, and laws were implemented. Well, not laws, but rules were implemented of you can't dress as a woman or appear as a woman. You can't be in drag. You can't basically be gay and happy and free and live your life.
So there's no more Shakespeare out there either, because there's many cross-gender roles in that in Shakespeare plays and such. Also, I heard they were going after the stripping community and the burlesque. I think they're all getting categorized as the same.
It just it's controlling people's body and what they do with their body and their professions. Drag ain't hurting nobody. No. Period. So
it's a fear that they made up in their head, and half of them never even been to a show. And if they have, please show us where you see the kids there in a club that's over 21.
And exactly, why are you making a rule when drag is predominantly in a 21 and up environment? The only time when it's not in a 21 and up environment is things such as Pride or things such as a reading, if they are doing one of the readings at the library. And those, literally, when a drag queen is booked, there are things that they are told that they can and cannot do at that show. Whenever there is a Pride event and you know that there's going to be children in the audience, you're always told to dress more appropriately. That's why you'll notice during Pride, most drag queens are not wearing half-naked outfits. That's why you'll notice during Pride, most drag queens' numbers are more,
radio friendly.
Exactly, and not so sexual and sensual as you would see in a nightclub where everyone is over the age of 21. So I don't know. It's a lot to unfold. We're not going to break down into that because we are literally in the middle of talking about this shit. But it's something that matters to us. It's something that's affecting our people. The good thing about us is that we do live in Illinois where it hasn't affected us yet. Okay, I'm so glad you said it because just because it hasn't hit us yet doesn't mean it won't.
It takes one. And remember, people, don't be like, oh, it's not my problem. It's not over here because, honey, sooner or later it might come for us.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be ready. So be ready to fight for them so that hopefully we can all fight together and be together, not against each other.
The gag is I told people, because a lot of gay people, just like how messy gay boys can be, we're basically just like, this has nothing to do with like the Roe versus Wade stuff. This has nothing to do with us. So why do we even care about it? And I literally kept saying, because if they can get away with that, you have life twisted if you think they're not coming from the homosexuals next.
We've always been on the dartboard of things to get. So,
and then you really got it. And after they get the homos, I'd be gagged if they don't go for black people.
They're already trying to pull things back to when America was great again, and I
take it all the way back to 1950.
Say for who? Great for who? I almost wore yellow today. I know it's totally throwing off Cody, but it was because I remember Viola Davis and Angela Bassett were all wearing yellow for their awards. It looks so good on melanated skin.
It does. Yellow is a beautiful color.
That was the color I was going to wear if I came in drag today. I was ready to be yellow.
Yeah, it was going to be a drag day, but baby, it was a last minute pullout from Princess Booty Shorts. Unfortunately, she had to work, and her schedule mixed with my schedule this week just was not working in our favor. But thankfully, Ebony was able to pop up for us and help a bitch out.
Sorry, I totally got off subject.
It's all right. We were done talking about this anyway, really and truly. Oh, no, we weren't. There's an edit. I meant to get into that edit.
Ooh, an edit.
Yes. So edit. I'll post an update and hopefully under a month's time. Okay, so I'm going to save. Oh, it's already saved. So we'll come back to this a little bit later in time. So I'll post an update and hopefully under a month's time. I also wanted to add that this was not an arranged marriage that I was coerced or forced into. I chose to enter this marriage. These behaviors were not present before or even after we married, but rather a week after the pregnancy was confirmed.
Oh, because that's because when he thought he really had you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, she's pregnant now. She really mine. Whack, whack, smack, smack. No.
So yeah, this one was posted 2 days ago, so I'm definitely going to keep this saved, and then we will circle back and get it in a update episode, because we definitely are going to do an update episode too.
Where are they now?
Very that. All right, well, we apologize for the tangent. I know that, we've been posting our stories in little snippets, so this one y'all are going to be like, y'all just went off on a tangent about, yes, we did, because it's something that we're going to talk about, and I need everybody to know that we will be fighting. Every gay person needs to stand up and fight. If you fall under the queer umbrella, no matter what letter you identify with, you need to be fighting. Because if they're coming and it's passing and you're seeing it starting, how do you think we got those freedoms and those liberties? From fighting. So what we need to do is pick the stick back up and take off running. Start our fight, start our lap, start our rounds. So if we don't fight, it's not going to be right for the generation after us. So it's time.
We come too far to start backtracking now.
Very that. All right. Let's move forward, because like I said, I'm not even really ready to talk about that yet, because I'm very upset about that, because there's so much detail about that, because the thing that people aren't realizing is how much that's messing up the trans community. Like, everybody's focused on the gay, the drag, that part, but literally trans women can no longer go outside in Tennessee now without the risk of being arrested. And
did you hear what they're trying to do to the... You know what? We're not going into
it.
I know. We're not going into it, because I was going to say, do you know what's happening to the poor trans kids?
Oh, girl.
that they're
We're going to
being-
take a quick break. We have to
Yes.
regroup. We have to regroup.
Yeah, we do.
And when we come back, we will get into this one last Reddit story. All right. We're back.
Did you miss us?
I hope so. All right. So this is our last Reddit story of the day. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of All Things Reddit with our girl, Ebony Delite-Samore. We tried to make it juicy this time because apparently they weren't good enough for the girl last time.
And you have delivered this time.
Good. Good. Okay. So we are going to close out back over in Am I the Asshole? This one was posted 10 days ago. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Lying to My Wife About My Identity?
Wait, what identity though? But yeah, if you're hiding your identity, yeah, and that's your wife.
Okay, now that you said that, that actually brought a point that I didn't think of. You know, I used to be obsessed with Spy Kids and like all that shit. So when I read that, I was like, ooh, is he like a secret agent or something like that? But when you just said what identity though, it made me think, what identity could it be? Oh, you also got to consider there's gender, there's yeah.
He needs to explain
Right.
what pocket quotes identity I
Okay.
mean.
Well, we're about to dive into it right now. Let's get into her. I, 25-year-old male, have always had a feminine baby face. It's not to the point where I get mistaken for a woman when I go out or anything, but enough to where people have commented on it in the past. If I try to look like a girl, I think I could easily pass for one. It's always been a running joke between my best friend, 28 male, and I for him to give me feminine-leaning nicknames. These can range from something subtle, sweetheart, pretty/pretty boy, beautiful, or something much more blatant, dream girl is probably the most obvious one that I can think of. I think it's kind of cute. When he does it when we're out and addresses me that way, to other people, the humiliation of this is fun. It's NBD. What's NBD?
NBD. My birthday?
What?
NBD?
NBD?
Oh, NBD.
It's okay, I'm Googling it. No big deal. Wow.
Okay.
Never have I ever felt more old than I just felt right now.
You could have wrote that.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, well, he is 20. Wow, I'm only 29, though. Damn.
Lost in translation.
All right. So, yeah, it's no big deal. So he doesn't get embarrassed by it. Okay. He's done this around my fiance, 23 female, from this first time that we met. Just like he does it around most everyone. She asked me if I was struggling with my identity a few months into our engagement. I asked what she was talking about, and she pointed out the nicknames and that I might feel more comfortable opening up to a long-time friend than her about something so serious. I really didn't want to go into some long conversation when I said no, and then I had to explain the nicknames. So I said, yeah, it wasn't a total lie considering I don't really care how people perceive me. I still prefer he, him pronouns, but it's not all that important to me. I told her I was just living life and identifying didn't really matter to me, but I had opened up to my friend about some things. That conversation occurred last month, and last night she asked me if I was comfortable talking to her about my transition yet. I was visibly confused, and she claimed I had told her I was really confused about my gender identity, something I never said. I laughed it off, but she won't drop it, and this is now claiming, I'm sorry, and is now claiming I've been lying to her about a super serious topic. Am I the asshole? Yes. Yes, you are. I'm going to say flat out, yes, you are. Because, first of all, there's ways that you can say that it does not matter to you without leading someone on to believe it. You blatantly just said that you didn't want to explain the nicknames, so I just said yeah. But that's not true. So you're sitting here lying for no reason, and then you're lying about something that, one, is already a very serious topic, two, is already something that people do not accept that much. So you have someone who is openly willing to accept you and still figure it out with you, and you're lying and joking about it, and you laughed it off. You're the asshole.
Yeah. And why didn't you say what you identify as? Because you still didn't quite answer that question. So far, I guess you like the he pronouns and stuff. Yeah. But what else is there questioning?
I mean, I think that.
I mean, just because his friend calls him, hey girl, or
right,
girl, and all that stuff. I mean, that's sometimes what guys do, just have fun, poke fun.
Exactly.
But just because you said you had a feminine-looking face, young face, and that you could look like a girl if you wanted to, kind of makes you think that you might have thought about that route.
That part.
So that might be why your wife or fiance is questioning it.
But, I mean, at the same time...
But she's not judging, though.
This is also someone who said that they truly do not care about identifying. It does not matter to them. So they could not necessarily underline identify as something else. Right. They could really and truly identify as he, him. That's it. Yeah. It just does not matter. They're open to it. And to a certain degree, that's kind of how we want people to be, but not saying that you have to. Just open to the idea that people can be whatever they want to be, and it does not matter because it's none of your business.
Right.
However, this is his fiance / wife, so I do understand that this is something that they do need to discuss, because who's to say that she wants to be with someone who is transitioning? So the point is, though, he's lying.
Yeah. Point blankly, when there's no reason to, when someone's trying to reach out to understand you more. To solidify that partnership, possibly. So you're leaving cracks, sweetie.
The top rated comment right now is, you're the asshole, but in an extreme sense. I'm sorry, but not in an extreme sense. You took the time to explain it to us. The same energy could have been used to explain it to her, the person you're engaged to. It wasn't hard to understand either. Nope. I get it if you don't feel like having a long conversation about it, but you made it really vague and unintentionally, I'm assuming, gave it too much space for misinterpretation, creating a situation where a long talk is now necessary. Just be straightforward from the jump.
Yeah. Does he reply to anybody?
He has not replied to any comments on here. But everybody is pretty much saying the same thing. Yeah. You took this time to write an entire essay on Reddit, but you couldn't have a 2-minute conversation explaining it to your girlfriend or your fiance.
Right.
So overall, you are rated the asshole. This was posted 10 days ago, and it does have over 2.3 thousand votes, and now I am adding my vote to it as well.
Yes.
You're the asshole. All right, Ebony. Well, that has been our episode of All Things Reddit.
Yes. Been there, Reddit.
I'm sorry, y'all. I done got Ebony turned up and I done broke her. Well, girl, tell the people once again where they can find you on social medias.
Oh my God. You can find me on Instagram under Delite_Samore. You can find me on TikTok on Ebony Delite-Samore. And you can find me on Facebook under Ebony Delite-Samore.
Yes, and I will have all of her social medias listed below in the description. Also, keep in mind that we already follow her on our social medias. So just go and look at who we're following. You are one of the only people that we follow.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, exclusive.
That's right.
So, yeah, I'm so glad that we were able to have you on the episode today. I figured that you would appreciate a good all things Reddit.
Yes. I do love good Reddit.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope to have you back on the podcast soon.
Okay.
We'll see. Maybe it'll be sooner than we expect, but I'm pretty sure Princess will be here next week. I don't know.
I need to be here one day when Princess is here. I keep missing her.
Maybe I'll take off one day. Maybe y'all could. I could just be like, I could play producer. Hell yeah. Maybe I'll play producer one day and I'll just sit in the background and I'll let you guys run the show.
I mean, like, I just show up like a third wheel.
That could be nice, though. I've never had a day off. This bitch has had like 3-4 days off for the podcast. I've never had a day off. The fuck?
You know, you'll be stuck here saying, is it on pause?
Well, no, I would be producer, so I would be like making sure that everything.
Oh, okay. So, but then that's not really a day off for you. You just.
It is. It is. I'm not on the camera doing the work.
Oh, you just.
I literally am just making sure that your tech stuff is working, your audio is working, and then I'm chilling.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds like a fun time.
Let
me know, Princess.
I was gonna say I don't think that Princess could run the show, but I do think you could. No shade to Princess, but bitch, Princess, ooh-wee. I would actually be very. Actually, you know what?
I think that'll be a good.
I'm gonna see. Maybe next week, me and her can switch roles, and she'll run the show, and I'll just sit there.
I love it.
Let's see how that goes, and then maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe she can run the show.
She'll be like, "Hello, it's the two queens."
I'm very interested in this now. Now I gotta text this hoe and be like, "Girl, you're running the show next week. Be here." All right. Well, this has been our episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said before, please make sure that you share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Click the notification bell so that way you know when we do post. And then also make sure that you follow Ebony because Ebony is great and we love Ebony.
Aw,
Hearts.
I did right. I had to look the hands. Make sure I wasn't doing a circle. Be like, circle.
Very that. All right, y'all. Remember to always lead with love and that one blunt a day keeps
the BS away.
Come on for the edited version. I love it. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.